So as well as things like BedZ, urban areas can reduce their eco footprints in a number of other ways as well. For instance, in terms of transport. Now, transport has changed a lot over the last century or so, but the average speed of traffic hasn't. The average speed of traffic is 13 miles an hour today in London, and it was just 11 miles an hour over 100 years ago. So, what can be done in terms of traffic to reduce eco footprints? Well, one of the big things that London does, congestion charge and the bike hire scheme. The congestion charge is about charging motorists to come into central London. The idea being that people won't want to pay, so they'll leave their cars at home, therefore, there'll be less pollution. The bikes also trying to encourage people out of their cars and to get around town in a less polluting way. So the congestion charge has been around since 2003. It was very controversial. People didn't really like the idea of having to pay to drive into London. But of course, there it does have some pros and cons. The good things, of course, there's less traffic, it's less dangerous for cyclists, there's less pollution in town. But then reasons against are particularly for businesses. It's going to cost businesses an awful lot more, particularly delivery businesses who deliver in and around London. They're going to have to pay the charge as well. So uh, other things like it'll also increase traffic around the edge of the congestion charge as people maybe still have their cars but try and avoid it by going round. So there are a whole number of pros and cons to it. Used to be £5 a day, it's now £10 a day. Public transport, motorbikes, and sort of hybrid cars, for instance, are all free. And a few years in, it saw a drop in traffic, it saw a rise in bus travel, saw a rise in the amount of cyclists. So you could argue that it has worked. Again, possible 6-mark question for this. For a city you've studied, explain the benefits and problems caused by a transport scheme. So you could use here the congestion charge as your answer. So again, just make sure that you're doing a bit of research, looking on the internet, finding out those main points to do with it. There are some key main points, so you might want to pause that so that you can make sure that you're revising those. And of course, the mark scheme for a 6-mark question. You're all going for the level 3 answer, 5 to 6 marks. Remember, slap Kev, you can't go wrong.